As you all know, I made a request today for what we were calling a gag order, and I'm not going to walk out of court and do anything other than live up to that.
I came here today just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that.
Steve Harvey, the king of comedy and daytime television, and seen Diddy comms, the music mogul whose empire is now teetering on the brink of collapse. Recent events have unveiled a web of blackmail, buried secrets, and even a clandestine prison visit that has ignited conversations everywhere. Insider chatter hints at a storyline rife with betrayal, family drama, and power struggles that could potentially unravel Hollywood's best-kept secrets. So, get comfortable. We're about to peel back the layers on a story that could change everything you thought you knew about these stars.
Does he have a shot? I think his attorneys raised some good arguments.
I think they raise good arguments as well. Maybe this will be third time's the charm, because the difference between this bail motion and the prior two is that this one really does get to the heart of what the court was concerned about, which was witness intimidation.
Diddy has been in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons lately. His arrest in September 2024 sent shockwaves rippling through the industry, leaving fans and fellow celebrities alike reeling. The charges, let's just say they're serious and have been brewing for years. But the latest buzz isn't just about Diddy's mounting legal troubles. Oh no, it's the unexpected involvement of one of his closest friends, Steve Harvey, that's caught everyone off guard. Whisperings from trusted insiders suggest that Steve paid a visit to Diddy while he was incarcerated. But this wasn't your typical friendly check-in. This was something far more sinister, a deal that might leave you questioning their entire friendship.
Yeah, that's trying a criminal case in the modern times. A lot of evidence is on electronic devices, cell phone, tablets, computers, things of that nature. And the devices, especially if you have like external hard drives, 90-something terabytes of data on a single device makes me think some type of hard drive. That takes weeks to go through just for one device on its own.
Let's take a moment to rewind and consider their long-standing connection. Steve Harvey and Diddy have shared the spotlight for ages. Diddy, a fixture in the entertainment world, has mingled with just about every notable figure out there. And Steve, with his undeniable charisma and influence, was naturally in that circle too. They've crossed paths at countless parties, rubbed elbows with A-listers, and celebrated each other's successes. But what if Steve's appearances at those extravagant events had a hidden agenda? Rumor has it that Steve might have been gathering dirt on Diddy all along, just biding his time for the perfect moment to strike. And now, with Diddy's empire crumbling, he's poised to cash in on those secrets.
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the shoe have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there, he was like an overnight guest.
Now, picture this tense scene. Diddy sitting in a stark, cold prison meeting room, jittering nervously in his chair, anticipation building as he waits for Steve to arrive. You can imagine Diddy thinking he'd get a pep talk from his longtime friend, maybe some encouraging words. After all, Steve has a reputation as a wise paternal figure, always ready to share life lessons on his talk show and in his books. But what transpired was far from a heartwarming reunion. According to insiders, Steve wasted no time getting to the point. He laid everything out on the table, making it clear that he had enough dirt on Diddy to bury him deeper than the charges he was already facing. And what's more, he'd kept quiet about certain matters, secrets that could implicate both him and his family. But now, Steve was poised to hand it all over to the FBI.
It's pretty interesting because I think, we have seen many photos, videos of Sean Combs, aka Diddy, through the Associated Press, through Instagram. And so to see him kind of in person after being in jail for 3 weeks now was pretty interesting, to say the least. And I say that by being that you would expect him to feel a little defeated, a little gaunt, anything like that. But it wasn't that case. He appeared confident. He stood tall. But
so why, of all people, would Steve Harvey find himself caught up in this tangled mess? The answer could lie in the legendary parties that Diddy has hosted for decades, gatherings whispered about in Hollywood, but seldom discussed openly. Diddy has always been known for throwing events that spark intrigue, leaving many to speculate about what truly occurs behind closed doors. While Diddy has cultivated an image as a successful entrepreneur and philanthropist, those glamorous parties often served as a backdrop for more than just networking. Steve, who frequented these exclusive gatherings, might have been doing more than enjoying himself. Allegedly, he was meticulously keeping tabs on everything, from guest lists to clandestine deals and questionable activities. With Diddy now facing his most daunting legal battle yet, Steve holds the power in this high-stakes game.
Some people do think that Diddy can help him, but this guy's going to be locked up forever.
In her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and rape at the hands of Diddy.
But let's not overlook the fact that Steve Harvey has a reputation to uphold. He's the beloved face of family-friendly entertainment, a trusted figure in daytime television, and a best-selling author who's built a fortune on offering relationship and success advice. The last thing he wants is to be dragged down by Diddy's sinking ship. This is where the ultimatum comes into play. Reportedly, Steve made it clear to Diddy that he needed to keep quiet about anything that could jeopardize his own image, especially matters involving his family. If not, he would ensure that Diddy's situation escalated to catastrophic levels. Diddy, fully aware of Steve's potential to unleash chaos, might have no choice but to comply. As we unravel this intricate saga, one thing is crystal clear. The dynamics of friendship in the entertainment world can be as treacherous as they are intriguing. Keep watching to see how this story unfolds now. Let's dive into the intriguing family dynamics at play because this is where the plot thickens. We can't talk about Steve Harvey without shining a spotlight on his daughter, Lori Harvey. This young woman has been making waves in the headlines lately, primarily due to her whirlwind romances with some of the biggest names in Hollywood. But here's the twist. Her connection to Diddy might have pulled her right into the eye of the storm. Remember when she was spotted getting cozy with Diddy back in 2019? At the time, it seemed like just another fleeting celebrity fling. But with these new developments, it's starting to look like there was a lot more strategy behind that relationship than anyone ever imagined. Diddy, now facing legal scrutiny, could potentially expose his celebrity friends if the heat turns up in court. It's clear that public perception is crucial for him at this moment. He's doing everything possible to steer the narrative while sitting behind bars. Insiders whisper that Steve might have intentionally nudged Lori into Diddy's orbit. If Steve had been gathering intel on Diddy all this time, what better way to infiltrate than through his own daughter? With her stunning looks and burgeoning status as a model, Lori might have been the ideal pawn in a much larger game, and any fallout she might experience could just be collateral damage. This theory is picking up steam among insiders, and if it holds water, it could radically alter our perception of Steve Harvey. But Lori's involvement goes deeper than that. Rumors are swirling that she may have seen more than her fair share of questionable happenings at Diddy's notorious parties, things that could come back to haunt her in the wake of all this chaos. Meanwhile, Steve is reportedly working overtime to ensure Diddy stays silent about anything that could tarnish his reputation, and he's equally determined to keep Lori out of the firing line. After all, the last thing he wants is for his daughter to get tangled up in Diddy's legal mess. But can he genuinely shield her, or is Lori already too entangled in this intricate web of secrets and betrayals? Now, let's not overlook Steve's wife, Marjorie. She's been Steve's steadfast support through thick and thin, and together they've cultivated this image of a power couple in Hollywood. Yet, behind that polished facade, Marjorie's past has raised a few eyebrows. Whispers have circulated about her connections to some less than savory characters, including former partners linked to illegal activities. Is it possible that Steve is not only defending his own reputation, but also safeguarding Marjorie's? It's a thought that's hard to ignore, especially considering how fiercely protective Steve has always been of his family. Now, some sources are suggesting that Marjorie's past might be more intertwined with Diddy's world than anyone has realized. Marjorie's ex, known to have ties to dubious business dealings, could be the key to understanding why Steve is so desperate to keep Diddy quiet. If Diddy has any damaging information about Marjorie that could jeopardize their carefully crafted public image, it would make perfect sense for Steve to be on high alert. In Hollywood, secrets tend to surface at the worst possible times, and Steve has worked too hard to allow his empire to crumble over something beyond his control. Adding more fuel to this blazing fire, Diddy's legal team is trying to convince the public that it's actually the government leaking dirt about him, including that scandalous Cassie video. However, given Diddy's extensive list of enemies, it's anyone's guess who might be behind these revelations. As this saga unfolds, one thing is crystal clear. Steve Harvey is walking a tightrope, attempting to protect his family while dodging the fallout from Diddy's spiraling legal nightmare. With so many interconnected players, Lori, Marjorie, and Diddy himself, this could be the spark that ignites an explosive confrontation. The unfolding drama surrounding Steve Harvey and Diddy is heating up, and this story is far from over. With tensions rising and stakes soaring, the question on everyone's mind is, how will this all play out? What we do know is that Steve isn't going down without a fierce fight. He has carved out an empire by expertly navigating Hollywood's treacherous waters, but this might be the biggest test of his career yet. As for potential repercussions, nothing is off the table. Are there more charges lurking in the shadows related to this case? That's the million-dollar question. Now, let's shift our focus back to Diddy. What's his next move? Does he comply with Steve's demands, staying silent in hopes that his discretion will earn him some leniency in court? Or does he choose to take Steve down with him, exposing the secrets he's been safeguarding for years? It's a high-stakes chess match, with both men keeping their cards close to their chests. But one thing is abundantly clear. The longer this drags on, the more perilous the situation becomes for everyone involved. When we dive into the details of the indictment, it's evident that there are individuals who could emerge as co-conspirators. Right now, the indictment includes unnamed co-conspirators who clearly played pivotal roles in this conspiracy. Prosecutors likely have substantial leverage over them, banking on their willingness to testify against Diddy as prosecution witnesses. This strategy could shift the entire dynamic of the case. As rumors swirl and escalate, more people are beginning to wonder just how deep Steve Harvey's involvement really runs. Is he merely an innocent bystander who got swept up in Diddy's downfall, or has he been orchestrating events from behind the scenes, biding his time until the moment was ripe for action? This tantalizing question lingers, and the answer could dramatically alter our understanding of one of Hollywood's most beloved figures. The significance of this situation is amplified by Diddy's associations and everything he's done over the years. We witnessed the dramatic fall from grace when the feds raided his luxurious mansions back in March. To go from residing in those opulent homes to now finding himself in a jail cell underscores the gravity of the challenges he faces and the weight of the federal government's scrutiny. And right now, we find ourselves at a crossroads with more questions than definitive answers. But make no mistake, this narrative is just beginning to unfold. There are still numerous layers to peel back and secrets waiting to be uncovered. As we transition into the next chapter of this ongoing saga, the intensity will only escalate. The stakes are higher than ever, and all the players are fully invested. Shockwaves are rippling through the industry, and the questions surrounding Diddy's future are mounting. How long will he remain in custody? Are we looking at an R. Kelly situation where he could face years behind bars? Is there a possibility he could beat these charges in a trial that's looming on the horizon? As the situation unravels, the tension is palpable. It's becoming increasingly clear that Steve Harvey isn't the only one under pressure. Diddy's arrest has not only placed him in the spotlight, but has also illuminated the extensive network of individuals who have orbited him for years. We're talking about a long list of high-profile names, insiders, and even some of Diddy's closest friends and business partners. Those who have been part of his inner circle for decades are now quietly stepping back, trying to sidestep any fallout. But here's the catch. For some of them, it might already be too late. Strategically, prosecutors likely prefer to have co-defendants in this case. Diddy hasn't waived his right to a speedy trial, which could force prosecutors to rush proceedings, something they might not be prepared for. If they can bring in co-defendants alongside him, it could pave the way for a trial continuance, allowing them to better prepare without him having to waive his speedy trial rights. And let's not forget the long-standing fascination surrounding Diddy's infamous parties. While the surface glimmered with glitz and glamour, whispers of the true nature of those ultra-exclusive gatherings lingered in the shadows. Now, as Diddy faces serious charges, those whispers are transforming into loud accusations. The glittering world of Hollywood, once a playground for celebrities basking in the limelight, is now casting shadows of uncertainty as the Diddy scandal unfolds. What once seemed like harmless gatherings of A-listers has morphed into a chaotic web of allegations, and many are now scrambling to cover their tracks. Gone are the days of carefree fun. The stakes have dramatically risen. As we dive into this saga, it's clear that the fallout from Diddy's legal troubles extends far beyond him. With countless individuals tied to his numerous ventures, be it through his record label or casual acquaintances, an atmosphere of fear looms. Many of these people are now in a state of panic, fully aware that their names might soon surface in connection to this spiraling investigation. Diddy is known for his tenacity, and if he's going down, he won't be going down alone. In fact, Whispers are already circulating that Diddy's legal team is gearing up to cut deals, potentially implicating former associates in exchange for a lighter sentence. This dynamic could lead to shocking revelations that shake the very foundations of Hollywood. For years, Diddy has relied on relationships to maintain his status, but those same connections are now at risk of being exposed. Individuals who once believed themselves untouchable are now feeling the heat, and the walls are closing in. As we peel back the layers of this scandal, it's becoming apparent that this could drag some of the biggest names in entertainment and politics into the spotlight. A U.S. judge has ruled that Sean Diddy Combs will face trial on serious federal trafficking and racketeering charges in May, and until then, he'll remain behind bars. With his not guilty plea echoing through the halls of justice, the potential consequences of a conviction loom large, a life sentence hanging in the balance. Let's take a closer look at some key players in this unfolding drama. One name that's making headlines is Rodney Lil Rod Jones. As a producer and videographer who worked closely with Diddy, Jones filed a lawsuit claiming mistreatment and revealing a dark side to Diddy's events. His allegations suggest that these so-called parties were elaborate ruses, concealing activities that would shock the public. Jones claims to have witnessed firsthand how these gatherings went far beyond socializing, delving into murky waters that many would rather keep hidden. The most explosive claim from Jones's lawsuit: that Diddy allegedly had hidden cameras scattered throughout his properties, recording every moment of these extravagant parties. If this claim holds any weight, it raises terrifying questions about privacy and consent. Imagine attending a star-studded event only to discover you've been secretly filmed without your knowledge. That's exactly what Jones alleges, stating that Diddy had cameras placed in every room, capturing footage of celebrities and executives, people who had no idea they were being recorded. If these tapes exist, the implications could be catastrophic for anyone who stepped into Diddy's orbit. Now let's talk about who might be feeling particularly anxious right now. One name that frequently emerges is Cuba Gooding Jr. According to Jones' allegations, he was introduced to Cuba at one of Diddy's infamous parties, and the situation quickly spiraled into something sinister. Given Cuba's own recent legal troubles, these new accusations come at a precarious moment for him. The potential for more names to surface only adds to the drama, creating a perfect storm of intrigue that Hollywood can't ignore. As this investigation continues to unfold, the sense of urgency is palpable. We are not done. This investigation is ongoing, says Jones, urging anyone with information to come forward. The clock is ticking, and as more secrets are unearthed, it becomes increasingly clear that the fallout from Diddy's actions could reshape the entertainment landscape as we know it. With each passing day, the layers of this scandal unravel further, revealing a world where trust is shattered and friendships may be tested. As we follow this captivating story, one thing is certain: the stakes are higher than ever, and the drama is just beginning. Keep your eyes peeled as we bring you the latest updates on this gripping saga, where the glitter of Hollywood is now overshadowed by fear, betrayal, and the relentless pursuit of truth. Diddy's legal troubles are sending shockwaves through the entertainment world, and the web of connections is more tangled than anyone could have anticipated. Allegations now swirl around high-ranking supervisors, personal assistants, security staff, and even household staff, all supposedly involved in Diddy's intricate empire. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Rumors have emerged suggesting that some of Hollywood's most powerful figures might be caught up in this mess, including whispers about a British royal. The mere mention of royalty in connection with Diddy's legal battles has set the gossip mill into overdrive, even though the royal family has yet to comment. And let's not forget Young Miami, the City Girls rapper who was romantically linked to Diddy. According to insiders, her involvement might go deeper than anyone realizes. Speculations hint that she may have played a role in some of Diddy's questionable activities, including allegedly transporting items across state lines. While her team denies any wrongdoing, the rumors keep swirling, putting her reputation in a precarious position. As if this drama weren't enough, we hear Diddy has a psychiatrist visiting him several times a day. Reports even suggest that he might be placed in a cell with a plexiglass wall, where inmates are tasked with keeping an eye on him. It's a drastic measure, but one that underscores the gravity of the situation. And there's more. Jones's lawsuit also brings two other women into the mix: D&E Joy and Jade. These women, reportedly part of Diddy's inner circle, were allegedly on his payroll, receiving monthly stipends for their loyalty. The exact nature of their roles remains murky, but their mention in these legal troubles certainly isn't helping their cause. Now, how does all this connect to Steve Harvey? Remember the talk about Steve visiting Diddy in prison and giving him an ultimatum? It seems Steve might not be the only one eager to strike a deal. If Diddy's legal team is negotiating with prosecutors, there's a real chance that Steve's name could surface. After all, if Diddy is looking to save himself, dirt on one of entertainment's beloved figures could be the ticket. This situation is a double-edged sword for Steve. He's not just protecting his personal reputation, he's safeguarding his entire brand. Having built a multifaceted empire on his image as a family man and a trusted voice in entertainment, any allegations sticking to him could send his world crashing down. This isn't just a problem for Steve, it raises alarms for everyone who has ever done business with him. The stakes are high, and due diligence is more crucial than ever. In the fast-paced world of entertainment, things can slip through the cracks, and you might not see the fallout until it's too late. Speculation is already rife that some of Steve's business partners are distancing themselves, just in case the situation takes a turn for the worse. Steve has a lot to lose, from his talk show to endorsement deals, if he gets swept up in the scandal. Although he has managed to navigate these waters so far, the uncertainty looms large as Diddy might start naming names. Beyond legal implications, Steve has to think about his family, especially his daughter, Lori. She has been linked to Diddy in the past, and while she has tried to move on, the past can be hard to escape. The last thing Steve wants is for Lori to be dragged back into this mess, especially given the media scrutiny she's already faced. If Diddy's team decides to leverage her previous relationship with him, it could lead to trouble for both her and Steve. This saga is unfolding rapidly, and the implications are massive. With high-profile names involved and the stakes escalating, it's a gripping story that has everyone on edge. What will happen next? Keep watching as we unravel the layers of this complex and sensational scandal.